1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you. The new drug is this today. It's not that often that two of our favorite days of the year at 1010XL happen 2 days apart. I mean, I was thinking about that. So probably my two favorite shows of the year were Wednesday and today. Certainly the our wonderful listeners contributing to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, $279,000. We were overwhelmed by that. You are such an awesome community, and we love you for it. And then 2 days later, it's our toy drive. We do it on our show in conjunction with the Hastings Injury Law Firm with our friend Brett Hastings. We do it on a regular basis once a year. And I got to tell you, the hall today, and we haven't even started the show, is pretty amazing. Look at that. This is before we started.
We've got a 17-0 lead before kickoff.
Yes, we do, and we are so excited about that. We haven't even started. And look at that table over there. We got two. We're going to put all the toys in these two tables on the right side, and my goodness, what a haul we've got! And we haven't started yet. I can only imagine what today's going to look like.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing, the generosity, and it always brings such a warmth to the season when you hear the stories about these little kids that aren't going to get to have a Christmas, getting to go through and get a toy and have something that they can be excited about on Christmas. So it's fantastic. And, it's like you said, I mean, we probably already have, what would you guess, 75 items there? And
minimum,
some of them are
minimum.
really nice.
And that was before the show started.
Right.
It was just pretty amazing stuff. So we'll be here collecting we're at the Ale House, the Miller's Ale House at the corner of Hodges and Beach. It's very strategically placed. There's a Walmart and a Target right next to it. And that's one of the reasons we did it here. And it's honest to God, it is amazing how many toys we already have. It's an amazing collection of toys already that we already have here. Collecting till 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air till 6, but sticking around till 7 o'clock. You will have to take off early. You got very important business on Broadway, and I respect that. I'm a guy that respects that, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know that you're tough enough for that Broadway, but I know who you're going with, and I know the team is.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is that.
Yeah, you were very kind. It didn't take a lot of arm twisting to get out of a little bit of the show today. So I appreciate it, and we'll have fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you up there on Sunday, and we'll see how the Jags fare.
Yes, but, we will indeed.
And we've got entrance to Welcome to Rockville too, don't we?
That's exactly right. Put your name in, boy. And I tell you what, the Rockville type, that genre. It's a rock genre. Tom, what would you call the Rockville genre? It's rock, but Tom Champion knows more about music than any of us do.
I would just call it new rock.
New rock.
Yeah.
So, but I will tell you this.
And I'd say heavier.
Yeah,
on the heavier side.
It leans on the heavy side.
I'll say this. It's not stuff that I listen to, but if that is what you like, they're all there, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're all there. I mean, it's kind of a who's who. Of, so it's really, really good stuff. So
look at Charles Fenwick with this big old box.
Charles just showed up with his whole house.
I mean, this is incredible.
Charles brought the whole house. I don't know what kind of year Virginia Tech's having, but he must be having. Virginia Tech must be having a good year because Charles is bringing all the stuff. Okay, so we're going to put all the stuff over there on the right, Charles. Over there, everything stacked over there on the right. So we're going to put it all over there. So it's amazing how much we have here. Charles, you are a good man, so we are loading it all up here. But please bring as much as you can, and it's so very, very kind. So we appreciate everybody so much. All right, today on the program, Doug Peterson will check in as always in just a minute. We'll hear what the coach thinks about, the challenge for a coach now. The obvious challenge for a coach is to find a way to keep his team motivated when the end season is over. There's now not an end season, and we all know that now. So the challenge then becomes, how do you keep your team motivated? How do you keep everybody excited and keep your team ready to play? So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about Trevor. We'll get a Trevor update, and we'll talk a little bit. So Doug will join me in just a minute or two. We'll talk about that. All kind of other stuff going on. Have you heard Georgia and Texas play tomorrow?
I have. What a game.
All the talk. Well, I say all the talk. There was some belief before the season. We all talked about this a bit, that Georgia and Texas would wind up or could wind up playing 3 times. Well, guess what? This is 2.
Yeah.
And would you be shocked if they play in the last one?
Not at all.
Nobody would. So they really could play 3 times. My friend Jeff Danzler was the first person that said, I said, what do you think about the Georgia-Texas game? He said, Frank, they're going to play 3 times. And Jeff Danzler told me that in July. He said they're going to play 3 times. Well, tomorrow's 2. and we'll see if it winds up being 3, and it wouldn't shock anybody. So we'll certainly talk about that game. There was Dean Smith.
Okay. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Dean Smith was the most well-known coach to ever coach in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
What about this story?
I'm blindsided by this
Bill
one.
Belichick has had, I thought the first one was a perfunctory conversation of sorts. I never dreamed that what we'd be looking at as Bill Belichick might actually be the University of North Carolina football coach. I'm all twisted here.
I think
That's how flustered I am by it.
I think it would be honestly the most stunning hire that we've seen in the last 25 years in sports.
Have to be.
If North Carolina can get this past the goal line, and obviously what a coup it would be for North Carolina, who's, I think, always been a little bit of a sleeping giant in football,
right.
A little bit of an underachiever. So to bring in arguably the greatest coach in pro
right.
football history, even if he's only got maybe 4 years left,
right.
It's still, I think, if you're North Carolina, how can you not be excited about it? And, I don't know how successful it will be, but if you're North Carolina, how could you possibly not want this to happen? I still wonder if a couple things, if it's Belichick wanting to stay sharp, he knows he's probably going to have some he's hopeful
right.
he's going to have some NFL head coaching interviews coming up. So is it, I want to kind of go through it as a practice, is disingenuous as that would be to the North Carolina athletic director, who obviously you'd be wasting his time to just kind of go through an interview without a serious notion of taking the job. But, but I could see Belichick being like, well, I want to hear what they have to offer and what their NIL looks like and, things like that. And, I probably won't take it, but, we'll see if I'm dazzled by it.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it will happen. Could it be Belichick? There's been, speculation. Is this Belichick trying to scare NFL owners that have not made a move yet?
Ran through my mind.
Yeah, but the thing with that, the timing still doesn't really add up. I mean, you still have 5 weeks left of the NFL season, and North Carolina is not going to wait 5 weeks. So, that's where it doesn't add up. Maybe it's something to, like, put his son in a position where, because that's been very important to Bill,
right.
is his children, his sons having, big positions in his administration. Is there something in the deal where it would be Bill for a few years and then he hands it off?
It makes me
Steve,
wonder.
I don't know.
It makes me wonder if his agent, after last year and this year, feels they're not going to get a sniff. That's what it makes me wonder. I don't sense that there is I don't get the sense that their NFL teams are lining up to bring in Bill Belichick. Now, it only takes one, and I could be way off. But, I mean, again, the word was he was very close to getting the Atlanta job, and then people in the building said, don't do this. And they pivoted to Raheem Morris. That's the talk, so we'll see. So,
well, look at the openings now. I don't think he makes any sense for the Saints because that's a total rebuild. I don't think he makes great sense for the Bears, even though they have talent to win. I just don't think he'd be a great fit there. And it's not going to be the Jets because he despises the Jets.
Right.
So there really isn't a job that's open yet of the three that would make a lot of sense, you would think, for Belichick. So, yeah, maybe. But what a story if North Carolina is able to secure Bill Belichick.
So we'll certainly talk about that. I got a lot of news. We'll talk Georgia, Texas. We'll talk SMU, Clemson, and the impact of that. We got some thoughts about both those championship games. We'll talk about Jags and Titans and the quarterback battles that are awaiting us in that division as the years go along. So we got a lot of things to talk about. We're glad you're with us. We're live at Miller's Ale House. I do want to thank my friends from Big Chief Tire, Reed and Kelsey and all the folks there. What a wonderful family. They always sponsor us on a Friday. They're one of the most generous groups of people you'll ever know. And we sure appreciate our friends from Big Chief Tire. Always a Big Chief Tire Friday around here. Let's start with the coach, though. Doug Peterson joins me as we get set for Jags and Titans on Sunday.
The coach speaks. Jaguars coach Doug Peterson joins Frank Frangie right now. Presented by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
All right, it is time now to talk football with the coach. Doug Peterson joins you along with Frank Frangie here on 1010XL. Doug, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Frank. Thanks again for having me on.
And love that you take some time to do this. I really appreciate that. Hey, first things first. Trevor obviously on IR because of the shoulder. We were talking about that. I know you talked about your presser today. How's he doing? I know you spent a little bit of time around him. How is Trevor, best you can tell, Doug?
Yeah, Trevor still, he still has symptoms, and he's feeling much better, than he did obviously a couple days ago, and continues to improve. He's still obviously in the concussion protocol, but he's doing well right now, doing good.
Good, and that's great to hear. And I know he's going to bounce back better than ever when he's back on the field in a year or so. Let's talk about Mac Jones. Mac obviously gets his third start as a Jaguar. He played pretty well, didn't he, Doug? Something the kind of turned the corner, the light went on. Was that maybe shaking the rust a little bit? Because I think those last two drives, he was very good.
Yeah, I think, playing, the more he plays the position, the more he gets comfortable with our offense and just calling things in the huddle and all of that, he improves each and every time out. He played really well for us, in the really the end of the first half into the second quarter last week, and did some really good things to keep us in the football game, and really, look forward to watching him play. Again, like I said, he's just getting more and more comfortable, again, with the terminology and with the system, and really being around the guys, understanding who he's throwing the ball to. Because before, too, he wasn't taking a bunch of reps with the ones. I mean, Trevor was getting all the reps, and now for the last couple of weeks, he's taking all those snaps. So look for some good things with Mac Jones.
Yeah. Doug, tell me what you like about him? We know him; he's from here. He seems like he enjoys life, man. I don't know him very well, right? Because he's still kind of new here, and I didn't know him like at Bowles. But he seems like kind of a fun-loving guy. Seems like he connects with those guys. Tell us what you like about Mac and what you see with regard to that.
Yeah, Frank, that's who he is. He's kind of laid back a little bit. I'll tell you this though, he's laid back, but he's very serious when it comes to football. He's intense. He wants to win. He studies. He's a pro's pro. But he loves to have fun on the field with the guys. He loves to kind of cut it up in the huddle a little bit and have some fun. And I think that's a way of him, kind of staying loose and keeping the guys loose around him. And yet, when it's time to play ball, it's time to play. He's very serious. He takes it serious, and that's what I love about Mac Jones.
You had to play some young players or new players because of injury. Gabe Davis and Christian now down for the year. That means more reps for Parker Washington. I know he had that great offseason, and I asked you this the other week, but I got to ask it again because he keeps playing well. Something's happened with him. That light's gone on for him, too. What kind of player can Parker Washington be? Because it looks like to me he could be a pretty good player in this league.
Yeah, Frank, he's another one that's really he's studied Christian Kirk a lot. He's been behind him a lot. He knows how he works and knows how he prepares for games. So that's a credit to Christian and getting Parker ready. But then again, Parker's come in. He's done an outstanding job preparing himself, getting himself ready. He's another one that works extremely hard. I love the way Parker attacks practice during the week, the walkthroughs, the meetings. He's another one that's intense. He loves football, and really does a good job of just kind of getting himself, in the right frame of mind, especially from a receiver. You don't see it a ton with receivers, but I feel like guys like Parker, guys like BT, Christian and Gabe obviously have it, but have that desire to be great.
Let's talk a little bit about the Titans. This rivalry has been so good for so many years. I mean, as long as there's been a Jaguars team, there's been a good rivalry with this Titans team.
Yeah.
What's it like when you coach in one of those rivalry games and you know the history and the guys know each other and they're they're a hard-nosed team? What's it like coaching against the Titans in this rivalry?
It's a lot like the last 2 years. It's always come down to like that week 18. One team is fighting to get into the postseason when the other one would love to spoil the postseason journey. This year's a little bit different, obviously, because both teams are kind of mathematically out of it. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a physical football game. It's going to be a prideful football game. You want to go out there and put your best foot forward. You don't want to make a ton of mistakes because the team that doesn't make mistakes has a chance to win. And it really doesn't matter if one team is in it and the other one's not. It really doesn't matter because it's going to be one of those NFL hard-nosed, football games. Always has been, for the last 2 years that I've been here.
And even in a year where they're not as good as they'd like to be, or they're rebuilding or whatever, boy, that defensive front's good, isn't it, Doug? They're a physical defensive football team, and the numbers show that, don't they?
They really are, and it starts with Jeffrey Simmons. He's a tremendous D tackle. He's one of the top D tackles in the NFL right now, and he's an emotional player that gets that defense going. So I feel like the strength of the defense is the front, and obviously it starts with Jeffrey Simmons, and then Big Sweat next to him. I mean, this guy is a monster of a human being, and he's a load as well. But everything starts with number 98. We got to make sure we know where he lines up, whether he's at the nose, he's at the 3 tech, wherever he's at. But good, solid football player.
Doug, you talked earlier about both teams obviously now are mathematically eliminated here. What's the challenge in getting players ready? Now, I think you've got a good locker room, so I don't think it's clear your team hasn't quit, or they wouldn't have turned a 23-6 game last week into a 23-20 game that they almost won. That's been the story of the season. But still, from a coach's standpoint, is there a challenge in getting guys ready? Is it a different challenge now?
It's a different mindset, but I'll tell you this, Frank, it starts with me, and I pride myself in not letting these games, go by the wayside. I pride myself in getting this team ready to go mentally and physically. But you're right. I do lean on the leadership of the team. I think we got good leadership in that locker room that, they're also going to carry the torch for me, and they're going to help me, and they're not going to let guys, kind of take the easy way out or tap out or whatever it might be. And I haven't seen that this week in practice. Everybody's practiced, the ones that can, and rightfully so. So it's obviously it's a different mindset and it's a different feel, but at the same time, we have a lot to play for. They have a lot to play for, and you want to put your best foot forward in games like this.
Exactly right, and it's a great rivalry game. Titans and Jags coming up Sunday afternoon in Nashville. Doug, I appreciate it, man. Enjoy your night tonight. I'll see you on the plane tomorrow. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, thanks a lot, Frank.
All right, Doug Peterson, Jaguar coach, Jags and Titans coming up on Sunday afternoon. And it's always fun when the Jags and the Titans play, even in a season like this, Hays, like Doug and I were talking about a minute ago. Even in a season like this, where neither one of them have the postseason in their sights, it's still Jags and Titans. The last 2 years, man, it's come down to, Doug made a good point. Last year, if the Jags had found a way to win that game, they win the division. 2 years ago, the Jags found a way to win that game and won the division. So the last 2 years, it has been just dramatic with dramatic stakes. Those kind of stakes aren't there now, but look, it's still a rivalry game. It's not the same as a college rivalry that have lasted forever. But you still want to beat the dang Titans, man. It's still the Titans, and no matter what else has gone wrong, a win over the Titans is still a good feeling.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, at this point and where you are in the season, go spoil it for them. I mean, they're still, I think, mathematically in it. The Jaguars are not. So and it comes down to you've won 3 games in like the last 14 months now. I mean, if you're a player, go get a win, man. I mean, at some point, aren't you tired of walking back into that locker room with a loss? I mean, go get it done. And so, hopefully they're able to. I think the matchup is a tough one for the Jaguars because of the styles of the teams, but absolutely, they should be plenty motivated. I mean, you shouldn't need, if you're a pro football player, the lure of the postseason shouldn't be all you need to be motivated for a game. So, but Doug's right. It's the players. They've got to want to play well. And too often this season, I don't think they've shown up.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's talk some college football. Hays will be with me for the next couple segments. Pete Prisco joins us at the top of the hour. After that, Sarah Alford, the terrific executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida, will join me in the 5 o'clock hour. And then Brett Hastings, who he's the host of all this, and he's the main reason all these children get these toys they wouldn't have had otherwise. It's been a very important initiative for Brett for the longest time, and I know how excited he gets. And again, we're just getting started. Please bring a toy by. We're easy to find. We're at the Ale House. This is our toy drive, and it's a very exciting one for us. We get very, very excited about it with our radio station, with our program. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I say this before, and I'll say it again. It's not just talk when you go to one of these toy drives, not just ours, but I can promise you with this toy drive, there's a very good chance that the toy you bring today will be the only toy a child gets at Christmas. It's hard to believe that. It's hard to manage that or to fathom that because of all of our children have had such good Christmases. But there's children that don't, and you have a chance to make a real difference in a kid's life. To bring the joy to a child, there's nothing more important than that. So we hope you'll come on by. We'll take a break. When we come back on this Big Chief Tire Friday, we'll talk a little college football, Georgia, Texas, and more. Stay with us.
Can you make picks like a pro?
Yes!
Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park.
Are we doing this?
Play 1010XL's weekly pick'em.
We'll say yes.
You pick 'em at 1010XL.com.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Find your holiday season stride with MyBookie. Take advantage of their live betting, especially if a heavy favorite gets off to a slow start. And check out their cool prop bets. If you haven't signed up, go to mybookie.ag and register for a free account. Use promo code 1010XL to get a double bonus. For a limited time, MyBookie will double your money on your first deposit. Let's take a look at some updated MyBookie lines. The Jaguars are a 3.5-point underdog at the Titans. The over-under is 40 points. The Bills are a 4.5-point road favorite against the Rams. The Chargers getting 3.5 points at the Chiefs. Sign up with that promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. Again, it's a double bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
This is Hays Carlyon from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Jingle bells, plumbing's gone astray. A burst pipe, no hot water clogged drain on Christmas Day. That's no holiday. Call Duck Duck Rooter. We're faster than Santa's sleigh.
904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious?
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Joe C. for Blossman Gas. They've been providing hometown service and the comforts of propane to home and businesses since 1951. Imagine movie night spent around glowing gas fireplace logs, cookouts in the backyard with your propane grill, or laundry done faster with your gas dryer. Blossman has a wide variety of gas appliances to fit your needs. Propane delivery, gas appliances, and a full-service team. Blossman Gas is your local company for everything propane. Blossman Gas, log on, blossmangas.com, and check out the Blossman difference.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sunny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all-you-can-eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Kuhn Flowers invites you to join their Spread the Joy gift drive, supporting families here in Florida impacted by the recent hurricanes. They're accepting new and unwrapped toys, gifts, or monetary donations. Visit KuhnFlowers.com to find out more.
The Army-Navy Game Watch Party, presented by the City of Jacksonville Military Affairs and Veterans Department on some of the world's largest screens. With free parking, requesting $5 entry donation. Gates open at 2 for the Army-Navy Game Watch Party at Everbank Stadium.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Cheap Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Cheap Tire. Visit BigCheapService.com.
All right, Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon, JJ LaSelva with you. Hays and I are on location at the L House. It's our toy drive brought to you by the Hastings Injury Law Firm. All right, I just got one thought. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, this thing, the amount of toys that are coming in, bicycles and
it's fantastic.
Sporting gear and dolls and I bought the little motorcycle, both the boys and the girls, little motorcycle.
Nice.
And I'm trying to see where it is, but it's one of many. We're probably well over 100 already.
Yes.
It's 426. So the toy drive is 4 to 7.
It's wonderful.
It's 426. It's pretty amazing stuff. It really is.
And you just think of all the smiles and the joy that all those gifts are going to bring.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal.
It really is. So, hey, well, let's talk some college football. We were kind of joking during the break. Our friend Charles stopped by to say hello and talking about Bill Belichick going to North Carolina. Can you imagine this? Belichick's in a kid's house trying to recruit the kid. The kid says, "Hang on a second, Coach. I'm on Snapchat. Right. Let me finish this snap."
Yeah.
I wonder how Belly would do with that.
I mean,
no problem, young man, huh?
Yeah,
no,
it's just,
I get it, huh?
It's such an odd fit, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, in North Carolina, I think if you win 8 games, they're pretty happy. So it's not like the expectations there are super elite, but you still, even in an NIL portal world, you're still going to have that human connection.
Right.
And in North Carolina, I mean, Mac Brown kind of criticized their NIL funds on his way out the door. So, I mean, yes, some of this now is more transactional with how much can you pay me. But at some point, Belichick's going to have to connect with numerous teenagers.
Right.
And I don't know that that's within him.
So we'll see what happens. Let's talk Georgia, Texas. Georgia, Texas, Clemson, SMU. 2 bastions of football in the South versus conference newcomers from Texas. You've got an interesting question.
Well, I just think as you look at it, it's fascinating that SMU and Texas were able to reach the title game in their first year in these respective conferences. And so the question I ask is, what's the level of embarrassment in the SEC and the ACC that they both made it? And
moreover, if they both come in and win.
Well, certainly, yeah. If they both win the league, but in looking at it, because I think both should be at least a smidge embarrassed. Certainly Texas has resources that stack up with any program in the nation, and the league did give them a cush schedule to make it, but you know, the SEC, which prides itself on how deep it is and how many great programs it has, and here comes Texas, who, you know, is probably at their peak of what we've seen in the last 10 years, but it's not like it's a dynasty arriving. So for them to make it in year one, I think is a little bit embarrassing for the SEC. I think it's really embarrassing for the ACC that SMU made it, because when they were announced as one of the teams or programs joining the ACC, the reaction was sort of like, what?
Yeah.
SMU?
So,
and then there was a little bit of buzz about them in preseason about, hey, this team might be better than you think. They're going to come in 5th or 6th in the preseason. And for them to really play as well as they've played in the ACC, so I think a little bit of embarrassment for each, but I think even more so for the ACC.
Okay, in my mind, and I'm a SEC snob, old school SEC snob, so stay with me on this. I think there are 6 programs in the SEC that have been badasses at some point. Florida, in no order. Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, LSU. All 6 of those programs have won national championships in the last 25 years. Tennessee the most distant of that, but all of them. Florida's got 3 in that stretch. Georgia's got 2 in that stretch. Alabama's got 5 in that stretch. LSU's got 3 in that stretch. Auburn's probably should have 2. They've got 1 in that stretch. Those are the 6 SEC badasses in my mind, and they've been up and down, but the 6 real blue bloods: Florida, Tennessee, and I'm doing it like the old divisions: Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, LSU. In my mind, are you with me?
Yeah.
Those are the badasses of SEC. That's what the SEC football is built around. Texas played one of them.
Wow. Yeah.
One of them. And got taken to the wood. They got taken out back and got their face bloodied.
In their house.
Yeah, in their house. They played one of them.
Yeah.
They did not play Auburn, Alabama, LSU. I take it back. That's not true. They also played Florida. I'm sorry. They played Florida, and they walloped Florida. But they played Florida without a quarterback. Okay, right. I stand corrected. They played 2 of the 6, not 1 of the 6. And they battered Florida, but they beat Florida with a walk-on quarterback. The other one they played, I think if Texas had played LSU, Alabama, Tennessee this year, or in a typical year Auburn, and they'd have gotten their head, they'd have got punched in the mouth. Oklahoma, I know Oklahoma handed it to Alabama. That was the bizarre game. But for the most part, Oklahoma came and got punched in the mouth. Texas A&M came from that same old Southwest Conference, Big 8, okay? And the reality is, most of Texas A&M's existence in the SEC, they've been punched in the mouth. Have they ever been in the championship game?
No.
They've never even made the game. Since coming over here from the Big 12, Big 8, Southwest, wherever the hell they were, they've never even made the game.
Now, they had to deal with Saban's dynasty for that entire,
but they still didn't make it.
But they've never made it.
Yeah, LSU and Auburn had to deal with that too.
Even with like Johnny Football, yeah.
Right, so they've never made the game. So the point is, I think Georgia's going to wallop Texas. I think Georgia. I mean, I don't think it'll beat them by 30 points, but I think Georgia's going to beat Texas 27-17.
I think that's a good score.
I think Georgia's going to take them.
I'm shocked they're an underdog.
I think they're going to take them out to the woodshed. They're going to roll up their sleeves, and they're going to batter them again the way they battered them the first time they played, because that's the difference in the heritage of the 2 leagues.
I agree. I also think the intangibles benefit Georgia. The fact that they've played in this game, they've played in this environment. I think that helps. I also think they have the better quarterback. I mean, Carson Beck has definitely found his groove, and it happened in the 4th quarter of that Georgia Tech win the other day, and he'd been playing well. You'd started to see signs that he was turning it around, but he was clutch the other night and keeping Georgia's season or national title hopes really afloat. And in looking at it, I just don't trust the Texas duo of Ewers or Arch Manning. Now Arch Manning, he's a backup, but I don't see it. I think Georgia's defense is going to dominate. I think what you saw in the first meeting is going to translate over, and I think Georgia wins a pretty comfortable game. I don't think a rout.
So you agree with me?
I agree with you. I mean, like I said, I would take Georgia getting points all day long. I mean, I would just bet it straight up and just increase my odds.
If Georgia was laying 5, I'd lay it.
I agree.
Yeah. Here's the SEC teams that Texas played in their first year in the league. These are Southeastern Conference games. Mississippi State. Oklahoma doesn't count because they just came with them.
Right.
Georgia, who walloped them. Vanderbilt. Florida with the walk-on quarterback. Arkansas, Kentucky, and Texas A&M, who came with them, just came earlier. So they played 2 teams from the old Southwest Conference. They played Florida without a quarterback. And the rest of their schedule was Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Kentucky, Mississippi State.
Well, yeah. I mean, so Mississippi State, Vandy, and Arkansas, I want to say, are the 3 bottom teams in the league.
Yeah, and Kentucky.
Right. And
so Mississippi State, Vandy, Arkansas. Well, Vandy's not, but Vandy had a decent year. But you get it. You get the point.
And they beat Vandy by like 3, which, again, it's
correct.
Vandy is better than what they've been. But
they beat them by 3.
I mean, we talked about it in the summer when we looked at it. It really appeared like the SEC had given Texas a very nice path to the title game, and that's how it played out. And, we'll see. But I don't have – I really think Texas might be 0-2. Yeah, that they might lose the SEC title game. They'll still be in the playoff. But I wouldn't be surprised if they lose that. I mean, they are impressive in the trenches, but I don't trust the quarterbacks at Texas to get it done.
SMU, Clemson. Who's going to win that game? I think SMU's going to win that game.
I think they might.
And I'm going against what I think, but I don't think Clemson's nearly as good as Georgia. Georgia beat them by 30 or whatever it was. So I don't think Clemson is what Georgia is. I think SMU may throw it all over them against Clemson.
Yeah,
I think SMU's probably going to win that game.
I'll probably take Clemson, but it's more of I'm probably looking more at the logo on the helmet than anything else, which
I hear you.
Would certainly get you into trouble. But again, at least Clemson has some experience in the game. I think that helps. They have to imagine they're going to have an overwhelming crowd advantage, which I think will help them. So, and I think, Cade Klubnik has played decently, well enough to, I think, beat SMU on a neutral field. So I'd take Clemson, but, I honestly, I find it unbelievable that the AC, first off, what a choke job by Miami. I mean, what an absolute choke job by the Hurricanes to not be in this game.
I know.
First off, you thought you were going to have the Heisman winner.
Right.
That's not happening. Then you thought, well, it might win the national title.
Yeah.
Well, that's not happening. And now you don't even play for the ACC title?
Yeah. Yeah, now there's some funky rules in terms of who's in and who's not. But the bottom line is they're not in, and so you're exactly right about that. We'll take a break. Let's get to some Jaguar football. Jags and Titans, a little bit of AFC South talk after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You saw what happened. Jeff Lageman tells you why it happened.
And here's how you know you're right.
Jeff Lageman checks the tape for you. Tuesday on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Napa Auto Care.
10 to noon on 1010XL. Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And fellas, we all know that athletes train every day to perform better on the field, right? But what if you could enhance your performance in the bedroom? No training required. That's right. I'm talking about that secret weapon, Blue Chew. A chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. No doctor visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's all online. Their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. They also have Daily Tag that contains 7 essential vitamins. And it's chewable too. And now you can try Blue Chew for the free ski. That's right, for free on me. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. You only have to pay $5 for shipping. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL. Let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
Nimnik Chevrolet is your Silverado headquarters. Frank Frangie here. With the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and their best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnik. And for even deeper discounts, ask about their demo models. You can shop online 24/7 at NimnikChevy.com or visit the dealership off Cassett Avenue today. Remember, who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnik. That's NimnikChevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval!
Surprise!
Cross, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily's Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily's Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Pre-Game Friday.
Built by Dreamfinders Homes.
On 1010XL.
Hey folks, Dave Binion with Zero Res. I asked my wife what she wants for Christmas, and she said the same thing she does every year. She wants a clean home full of family and friends. That means the carpets, the tile and grout, the large oriental rug in our family room, and the huge sectional sofa that everyone loves to hang out on all need a good Zero Res cleaning. Give Zero Res a call and get your carpets cleaned for only $49 a room, and get your tile and grout cleaned for 25% off. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
What to get, friends, family, and loved ones this holiday? Prosser here, listen to the drill. Now through Christmas to win gifts from our holiday gift guide sponsors. Each winner eligible to win a grand prize of $1,000 in jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Here's a special message from our president.
Thanks, David. This is Jordan Harrington, president of Royal Pest Services. We'd like to thank everyone who has trusted Royal Pest for their pest control needs this year. Wishing all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Royal Pest family.
My Gate Rewards members, now through January 2nd, you'll get an entry for your chance to win free gas for a year each time you buy 5 eligible Monster Club products. Not a rewards member? Download the Gate app today. See store for details.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The team announced yesterday that Trevor Lawrence will be placed on IR, which ultimately will sideline him for the remainder of the season, considering the position of the team at 2-10. As it's very unfortunate that Trevor and the team to spend so much of the season injured after stacking a concussion with his shoulder injury, it's in both parties' best interest that he shuts it down.
It's just, I think, the right decision right now to go ahead and just shut him down and let him get fully healed. Clear the protocol first, obviously, and then tackle the other injury, later on. So, that's our main focus right now, is just to make sure he's 100% and get him healthy and get himself ready for the offseason.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
We do want to thank our friend from Big Chief Tire. 5 locations all over the First Coast, the north side, 2 on the west side, the south side. Orange Park is the latest location. They do a fantastic job, whether it's brakes or oil change or alignment, and, of course, those fantastic tires. Boy, they do a great job. The service is fantastic. The people you'll deal with, Josh over there at that Phillips Highway store is so good. I had to deal with him. Needed a little help from him. You know all about the Big Chief folks. You've taken your car in there. So they do such a good job. Thank you to my dear friends at Big Chief Tire, always a Friday sponsor around here. We are live at the Ale House, the Miller's Ale House here at Beach and Hodges. And please come on by. It's our toy drive brought to you by the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Brett Hastings is here. We are packed in here already. He's buying a drink for anybody that comes in here and brings a toy. Look at this haul. And again,
it's incredible.
And it's only $4.43. I mean, it's amazing. Amazing how generous people in Jacksonville. What a great city we have.
Yes.
What a great collection of generous people we have here. It's hard to believe. Honest to God, it's hard to believe how kind and how generous the people of this great city are. I mean, it's one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. It really, really is. And they just keep pouring in here and stacks of toys. And thank you for doing that. So we really do appreciate it. We're very, very grateful. It means a lot to us. Frank and Hays here. JJ back at World Headquarters. So the Titans and the Jags play. Not a whole lot to play for. You're right. The Titans aren't mathematically eliminated, but they're not going anywhere. The Jags have been eliminated both from wild card contention and, of course, from winning the division, and we know that. But I'll say this, and you and I were talking about this before the program. There are 4 young quarterbacks in the division: Trevor Lawrence, Anthony Richardson, C.J. Stroud, and Will Levis, all drafted high by their teams. Levis the second round, the other guys in the first round. The other guys drafted very high in the first round, and they're going to be jockeying for position. I think that's where it's going to be. So every time 2 of them play against each other. Again, you're not really playing against them because you're not on the field together, but you are. The way we look at football today, you kind of are. And I will tell you, to that end, Hays, you measure them a little. Now, we can't now because Trevor's gone for a while. So that part will start tomorrow or start next year. But we can watch Will Levis and see if he develops the same way we watched C.J. Stroud last week, the same way we watched Anthony Richardson, who we'll see again this year. Your thoughts on Levis, and is Levis the 4th of the 4 as you see it? And does he have a chance to crack the other 3, I guess is the question.
I would put Richardson behind Levis,
okay.
But it's close. Levis has played really well over the last 4 weeks, and that's why I think Sunday is such an important game for the Jaguars defensively. And obviously the Jaguars have been awful defensively all year. They're last in yardage. They're 27th in interception rate. They're 28th in sack percentage. They've been dreadful on third down. They're 27th in the league there. And they're 29th in points allowed. But if the Jaguars can play well defensively and force Levis into mistakes, this is what we know. Trevor is the quarterback for the Jaguars in 2025. We know C.J. Stroud is the quarterback for the Texans in 2025. Richardson is trending like he is going to be for the Colts in 25. But the jury's still out, and the jury is absolutely still out on Will Levis. If the Jaguars can deliver almost a knockout blow to Levis, if they can force him into 3 turnovers, particularly if a couple of them are, of the head-scratching variety that Will Levis has shown a propensity for this season, then you get to a situation with Tennessee. Yes, he would still have games left to play, but if you can put as much doubt in their organization's mind that they don't have the right guy, anytime a division rival switches quarterbacks, that's a good thing for you. So, I think they can absolutely make a big statement and derail Tennessee's plan a little bit if Will Levis plays poorly and they lose the game. And again, I don't know that that'll happen because we haven't seen a lot of fire, a lot of cohesiveness from this Jaguar defense. But if they can force Levis into a bad game, it might go a long way into Tennessee saying, you know what, this isn't the guy. Let's take another shot in the first round in May. And look, that may be a mistake. They may take, a quarterback, whether it's Sanders or Ward or whoever, that ends up, costing them another couple of years. So you always want your division rivals to be cycling through those guys, but you've got to help that along by playing well against them. And if Levis on the other side of that, if he, totals 4 touchdowns, 275 yards, no mistakes. Well, now all you've done is verify for Tennessee that they probably do have their guy, and they can go invest in the first round on a guy that maybe you'd like to have as well. So I think it's big for the organization, for the Jaguars, to make Levis look bad on Sunday.
The Titans have won 1 game all year when Levis was the quarterback of record. They've won 3 games. But when they beat Miami 31-12, Mason Rudolph was the quarterback of record. When they beat New England in that overtime game 20-17 a few weeks ago, Mason Rudolph threw for 240 yards. He started and finished that game. The only win they've had with Will Levis as the quarterback of record was 2 games ago when they beat the Texans in Houston, and they put 32 points on a good Texans defense. So that was sort of the high water mark. That was the high water mark for Will Levis, but they haven't been very good with him as the quarterback. When they brought in Mason Rudolph, immediately they thought, a lot of people thought he would be the quarterback. And the only reason he's not is because he's not all that good either. I mean, that the reality is he's not that good either. So Will Levis has been up and down. I would rank them Stroud and Trevor at the top. Stroud 1, Trevor 2. I think that gap was closing before the Trevor injury. If Trevor had not been injured this year, because Stroud hasn't been as good. And then to me, there's a drop-off. And then I don't know where I'd go, because I think Anthony Richardson's got upside. I think Will Levis does too. But I don't think either one of them have been great. So we'll see. But you're right. It's again, as this division continues to roll on and develop, it's going to be those 4 young quarterbacks. They're the ones. Now, could Tennessee move on from Levis after a third year or so? It's possible. Could Indianapolis move on? It's possible. I can tell you this: Jacksonville and Houston aren't moving on, so they've got their guys. And I get the hunch that at least Indianapolis with Anthony Richardson and possibly Tennessee with Will Levis, I think those guys are going to have long leashes. I think it was very clear when both those teams drafted those guys, they were committed to making that the guy. Don't you think that?
Well, certainly very Indianapolis, because they took Richardson 4th overall.
Well, that's right.
And he'd barely played in college.
Right.
So you had to know that you were going to have to show some patience with Anthony Richardson.
Correct.
Levis, when you take a guy in the second round, even if it's high second round, the organization isn't quite as handcuffed to that player. So I think it's much easier for Tennessee to move off of Levis than the Colts Richardson. But we'll see. I mean, Levis has incredible arm talent. You see some of these throws that he's made in the last 4 weeks where he's really been one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. He's impressive. It's the decision making, and that's where I think it'd be great if Ryan Nielsen was able to come up with something that could confuse Levis, get him to throw a pick six, particularly if it's early in the game. Because I get the sense if that happens, Will Levis will disintegrate right in front of us in Nashville. Now maybe Rudolph comes in and rescues them, but you'd love it to be at that stage of the game if you're the Jaguars. And so we'll see. I think it's and again for the Jaguar defense, I mean, at some point, don't you look at these numbers and isn't that enough on its own to make you want to go to Nashville and play the best game that you can possibly play? I mean, these are embarrassing numbers.
Yeah, look, statistically, by now we know. By now the Jags are last in the league in defense. They're 30th in offense. It's gone terribly for the Jaguars. Everybody knows that now. So you got 5 games left. You can't salvage your season, but you can salvage some of what's left of your season. In these 5 games, they are playing. This is 5 straight games. It is the Titans. It is the Jets. It is the Raiders. It is the Titans again, and it is the Colts. That is 5 teams that are not going to be in the playoffs. After a litany of playoff teams from game 1 through game 12, not everyone, but doggone it, a litany of good. I'm watching the Packers and the Lions last night. And watching,
great game.
And I'm thinking, it was a terrific game. And I'm watching that game last night. I'm thinking, this is a heck of a year to have to play the NFC North, isn't it? Really did that run through your mind last night?
Yeah, I mean, they're
and the Vikings are 10-2, by the way. They weren't even in that game last night.
Yeah,
I mean, a heck of a year. I mean, the Lions are now 12-1. The Packers, who almost won that game last night, would have been 10-3 or 10 if they'd have won. The Vikings are 10-2. I mean, what a division!
It's incredible.
And you had to play, and oh, by the way, you had to go to Philadelphia, who's having a Super Bowl season. And I'm not making excuses. Oh, right. Frangie's making excuses. No, I'm not. I'm just pointing out.
You had to go to Buffalo.
You had to go to Buffalo.
Might be the best team in the AFC.
I mean, it's just a heck. Again, the Jags aren't 2-10 because their schedule is too tough.
Right.
The Jags are 2-10 because they haven't played well.
Right.
But it's just weird.
But they could close strong.
Yes.
In these
because
final games.
These teams are not like the ones they've been playing.
Correct. Because it's much easier.
The shame of it is, when you finally get to these games, you got to do it without your quarterback.
Right.
The shame of this group of games is now you have to do this one without your quarterback. But it's going to be an interesting one. So we'll see what happens in Nashville. Pete Prisco's going to join me in a minute to talk more NFL, including the Jaguars. You're headed to Music City. That's the word on the street. Is that true? Can you confirm or deny?
I can absolutely confirm that for you. Leaving for the airport right now.
So you're airborne tonight.
Yeah.
So you'll be on Broadway.
8 o'clock tonight, probably.
Yeah, so I'm going to go.
I mean, I've got a lot of prep for the game that I've got to do.
I know you do.
So, I'm going to
go.
I'll just go in to get a quick sandwich, and then I'm going to go back to my room.
And I'm going to say that prep's going to be at Tootsie's, Blake Shelton's, Kid Rock's.
Yeah.
I could probably go. I could probably understand where you're going to do the prep. Okay, I'm going to go 3 or 4 Jack and Cokes in. And that's at the airport.
Yeah.
And then you got a little pep in your step. I see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. Broadway's calling. The word is Broadway's not going to get going till you get there. That's what I'm hearing.
I think that's fair. And then you'll be heading there tomorrow.
I will head there tomorrow with a bunch of us, and we'll probably find our way to Broadway as well. Yeah. By the way, I was talking to Shane Matthews last week, and he said, "Hey, dude, what game do you think we'll get?" You know, Shane. Mm-hmm. And I said, Shane, I'm hearing. I say hearing. I'm not hearing anything. But if you read all these stories, that it's probably Tampa, but Jacksonville's trying hard to get you. So it'll be one of those two. Okay. I said, now, early on I heard maybe the Music City Bowl. He goes, dude, Nashville's the best. Dude, Nashville's the best town ever. He's my favorite town in the world. Well, of course, Shane, it's all of our favorite town, okay? Right. We all love to go hang out in Nashville. So one of the great things about being a Jaguar play-by-play guy is you're guaranteed Nashville a minimum of once a year.
Absolutely.
So have fun on your trip up there, and I will see you.
Yeah, I'll see you Sunday.
I will see you Sunday, if not before, on Broadway. And by the way, if I see you Saturday night and you're in a gutter, I'm going to keep walking. Okay?
I don't blame you.
Just so you know, I'm going to keep walking. Have a good trip.
All right.
When we come back, Pete Prisco, join me. Do want to remind you now, we're live at the Ale House. Boy, the toys just keep pouring in here. We sure do appreciate that. Thank you for bringing them in. So many people bringing in toy after toy after toy. We're not even an hour in. It's a 3-hour toy drive, 4 to 7. It's 4:55, and I don't know where we're going to put. Like I said, we need a bigger boat. I don't know where we're going to put all these toys, but the amount of people that are kind enough to bring this stuff in is overwhelming. It really is. So thank you to all of you folks who have come in here. We are at the corner of Beach and Hodges. It's at the Miller's Ale House here. As we've been telling you, there's a Target and a Walmart. By the way, you don't have to get your presents. You can get them wherever you want. But I'm saying we're trying to make it easy for you. There's a Target and a Walmart right nearby. We sure thank you for being part of this. We thank our friends at Big Chief Tire, always our Friday sponsor. When we come back, Pete Prisco joins me to talk a little NFL. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL. There's a lot more to it than a tight spiral and an accurate pass.
Everyone agrees that playing quarterback is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Denny Thompson is the Quarterback Whisperer. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on The Drill.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
It's a game 80 years in the making. Join us for Thursday Night Football as we celebrate the 80th birthday of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game. The SEC and ACC face off January 2nd at 7:30 on Bill Gay grounds at Everbank Stadium. Don't miss college football pageantry on display as we celebrate our 80th anniversary. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale now at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. Get yours today.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
It's the end of the year sale with Universal Roof and Contracting. Get 15% off all roof repairs and replacements, plus a $250 gift card for holiday shopping. With financing options as low as $150 a month, protecting your home's never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP, and this offer expires December 31st. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. The 1010XL restaurant of the day.
Moss Fire Grill in Riverside. Happy hour 3 to 7 with drafts, margaritas, and handcrafted bites starting at only $5. Moss Fire Grill.
See you on the rooftop.
Mia O'Brien is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
Nick in here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, you need to get screened for colon cancer. Ask your doctor about getting a colonoscopy. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. Borland Groover recently expanded into St. Johns County. The new and advanced surgery center and medical office is open in Durbin Crossing. Visit BorlandGroover.com for a location near you. Remember, 45 is the new 50. Get screened today with Borland Groover.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a septic tank emergency.
Don't let your holidays go down the drain. Duck Rooter's here to save your Christmas cheer. Whether it's a stubborn clog, a burst pipe, or a septic scare, we'll fix it faster than Santa can slide down a chimney. Duck Rooter. Call us now and save the day. 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter, because nobody wants a silent night in the bathroom.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hays Carlyon for MyBookie. We are firing off bets on college football conference championship games starting Friday night and all through Saturday, and that's the warm-up. On Sunday, 1 p.m., Jacksonville travels to Nashville to play the Titans as a 3.5-point road dog. Look, the Jaguars aren't playing well. You might as well make money on it. Take the Titans in that one. I look at the 4 p.m. window. Seahawks take on the Cardinals in Arizona. I like the Seahawks here, 2.5-point underdogs to beat Arizona. On Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati is going to roll Dallas. They're a 5.5-point favorite. Joe Burrow on fire. Take Cincinnati there. Again, this is still the best sign-up deposit bonus in the industry, available to Florida bettors. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now. Get a double deposit bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. Your promo code is 1010XL. Make yourself a winner this weekend with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code, 1010XL.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What was the life expectancy in the year 1900? The answer coming up.
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
In 1900, one could expect to live to about the age of 47.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Kuhn Flowers invites you to join their Spread the Joy gift drive, supporting families here in Florida impacted by the recent hurricanes. They're accepting new and unwrapped toys, gifts, or monetary donations. Visit KuhnFlowers.com to find out more.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. High school football season is wrapping up as tonight kicks off the semifinal rounds where 3 local schools are looking to make a push at a state championship. The Rains Vikings have been one of the most dominant programs in the state this season as they head into the Final Four 12-0 and number 2 in Class 3A. They dominated Bishop Kenny last week 44-15, running the ball for 265 total yards. They get set to take on Booker High School at home tonight. No doubt they are the top dog in Jacksonville. Trinity Christian is making a run on their own as they head into tonight's semifinal matchup 10-3 as the number 6 team in 1A. They head south to take on Chaminade Madonna tonight at 7. Wrapping up with the 5th-ranked team in 5A, the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets, led by junior running back Trendell Anderson, who has 18 touchdowns on the year, hit the road to take top-ranked American Heritage. It's 53 degrees at 5:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, let's say hello to our buddy Pete Prisco joins us. It is because, and thanks to our friends from Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Listen, you talk about a great place to shop for Christmas. All your holiday shopping right now is at Showtime. You want to buy a present for a sports fan? Well, I promise you there's something in there they're going to love. Great holiday shopping at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectible. They're located at the corner of Phillips and Shad Road. And or you can find them on all the social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pete, how you doing, buddy? How are you?
What's up, guys? How are you?
We are doing fine. Hays is left for Hays took off and left for Nashville. Apparently that's a good place to hang out, I'm told. So he is there. But we have a haul here, Pete. We're having a toy drive, and you can't imagine how many toys are in the place. It's amazing stuff.
That is awesome. That's fantastic. Get as many as you can.
So we're really excited about it, and it's amazing the haul we have had here. It really, really is. So all right, Pete, we're at the Ale House. You know it well. The Ale House at Hodges and Beach, and Pete, we come here because there's a Target next to it and there's a Walmart next to it. That's why we did it. That's why we're at the perfect spot. So people can go buy toys, and they have really loaded up. So it's cool stuff. Pete, the Jaguar season, it's now over. Trevor Lawrence down for the year. What did you make of the hit? I will tell you going in, I called it when I called the game. It's one of the dirtiest hits I've seen in all my years of doing this. I thought it was a cheap shot. I thought it was a forearm to the head. I'm glad it was 3 games. I'd have been okay if it was more. What did you think of the whole ordeal?
Filthy hit. I mean, Frank, from watching football in the 70s, it would have been, another hit. But the game has changed so much that becomes one of the dirtiest plays you'll see. You put your forearm into the guy's head. I mean, you could damage him. He's already had a concussion. You could damage him in his career, and it crossed the line. And I thought the suspension was appropriate. Probably could have been a little bit more, considering the pattern of it. But I think they got it right. And the one thing I was critical of, I thought Jacksonville should have got a shot on C.J. Stroud in the second half, somehow, some way. Not dirty, but throw him down, slam him to the ground, and say, "Hey, look, you got our quarterback, we got yours. We're not going to hit him like you hit ours. We're going to send a message. We're not going to take that." They didn't do it. That was one disappointing thing for me. But all in all, dirty, filthy hit that shouldn't be involved in the game.
I got to tell you, it's funny you said that about you thought they should have got a hit on C.J. Stroud. I haven't said this on the air, okay? I mean, I'm not a former football player, but I can tell you that, and I'm not talking about Jeff and Tony, 2 guys I work with. The people are going to imply that that's what I'm talking about, and it's not. But I can't tell you how many people in the NFL world, Pete, said to me off the record what you just said, that the Jags should have taken a shot at Stroud. Almost like baseball. Baseball, if you come in high on somebody or if you hit a guy, the next inning you're going to hit their guy. I can tell you that from experience. You're going to throw at a guy. I can't tell you, Pete, how many people told me the Jags should have taken a shot at Stroud. So I'm not surprised to hear you say that.
Yeah, and it disappointed me a little bit. And some of the reaction post-game disappointed me a little bit. There should be no apologizing for the way they handled that. Jerry and Jones should not apologize. I mean, look, you pay the fine, you move on. But you shouldn't apologize. And I thought, some of the stuff that came out after that was a little disappointing to me and something they need to address. You don't go at C.J. Stroud's knees or anything, but you grab him after a play and throw him 10 yards behind the line. And, grab him by his jersey and throw him down. Then you send that message, but you don't have to hurt him. So I'm with those players that you talked to, and I've talked to other people around the league as well. It's the exact same sentiment. They should have done something.
Pete, let's talk about Trevor. Down. He's really down because of the shoulder more than the concussion. Now, he wasn't going to play for a few weeks anyway, and the season's almost over. But the shoulder injury, he's going to have surgery on. They do believe he's going to make a full recovery and he's going to be fine. But your thoughts on where we are with Trevor Lawrence? Scary stuff at the very least, I got to say.
Yeah, why did he play last week? That's what I want to know. I mean, look, clearly there was a problem with the shoulder, and the shoulder was going to need surgery. So why even bother? Other than the fact that he wanted to maybe send a message to his teammates that he's willing to go to battle with him. But other than that, I can't imagine why he played.
Well, I can tell you. I can tell you the whole inside on that, although not that inside. But Trevor made it very clear. You just said it, by the way. You said it quickly, but you just said it. Trevor made it very clear he wanted to play. I think he believed that to be this team, remember, he signed up for a lot of years, Pete, to be this team's leader, not just this year, but next year and the year after. He wanted people in that locker room. Number one, he's a tough guy and he wants to play. He's that kid anyway. But I think the message that he wanted sent and wanted to send is that he's playing with his teammates, and he's not. And even if he needed a surgery, he would have it after the season, whether they were in playoff contention or not. And that's why he went out there to play. And I can tell you that. I can tell you the conversation. And Trevor said to his coaches, to the team, I want to be out there. They went to Kevin Kaplan and said, can he injure it any worse? He said, no, you're not going to injure it any worse. Then let's do this. So whether you agree with that or not, Pete, I can tell you that's the conversation that happened. He believed, and they agreed with him, that his position as a leader on that team would be heightened. And I think it has been, because he did go out there. You didn't know a concussion was coming. But I think there was a belief among many that to be a leader, you've got to prove that you're going to go out there and go to war with your guys no matter what the standings say. And, Pete, I'm glad he did it. I don't know if you agree, but I'm glad he was playing last week.
No, it's a good message to send to your teammates, but in the end, it worked out exactly the way it should have worked out then, in large part because the sooner he gets that surgery, the better. I mean, in all probability, he might be learning a new offense next year. So the sooner he can get back in there and start, working and get that thing cleaned up, the better off it'll be for him. So, yeah, message sent to teammates, and now you move on and get that surgery and get it cleaned up and get ready for next year. So it did work out, but I can't fault him for that, ever. I can't fault the guy for wanting to play. I just think for the good of the organization, this is probably working out the best for him because now he can go get it cleaned up and move on to next year.
Yeah, good point. Pete, where's the division headed? I know you like Levis, and you have stood your ground on Levis, and he's played better of late. Played very well 2 weeks ago against the Texans. But it's four young quarterbacks. It's Trevor, it's C.J. Stroud, it's Levis, it's Anthony Richardson. All four teams are going to rise and fall, or they're going to go as those young quarterbacks go. It's unusual to see a division with four quarterbacks that are almost kind of the same age. They didn't come out the same year, but, because Trevor's very young when he came out, and Levis is a little older. They're all kind of the same year. Pete, where's this thing headed? In 4 years from now, will this be the four quarterbacks still, and who will do better? And where do you see all this thing happening in this division with these quarterbacks?
It's funny. C.J. Stroud was on the fast track to start him last year. Now all of a sudden you got worries about him. And you watched him. You watched him up close. That's not the same player he was a year ago. Whether it's the offensive line that sped him up or whatever, he's just not the same player. So, yeah, I think. There's some concerns with every one of the quarterbacks. There's concerns with Trevor. I mean, Trevor hasn't been the guy they thought he would be. Let's be real. He's got talent. I think he will get there, but he hasn't been that guy. Stroud has regressed this year. Levis started out playing poorly, got hurt, came back, and he's playing much better. Still makes some mistakes and still gets beat up, by the way. And Richardson's so inconsistent. So you're right. I mean, whatever quarterback can emerge as that guy is going to be the team that takes hold of the division. And we assumed after last year, well, let's put it this way. 2 years ago, we assumed it would be Jacksonville. And then after last year, we assumed it would be the Texans. And so neither one, because their quarterbacks haven't jumped up and grabbed it, are slam dunks to be the team next year. So I think it is wide open, and I think whatever quarterbacks continue to ascend and become, those kind of quarterbacks that you can win with consistently is the team that's going to win the division consistently.
Pete, as we look at the league overall, with 4 games to play after this weekend, I don't see much mystery. You know what I mean? I think we know I don't think there's many. Let me say this better. There's not many teams wandering in that middle abyss. There's teams with really bad records, and there's a handful of teams that are clearly the best teams in the league. Any surprises coming? Because I don't think so, and I'm trying to find some here. You know what I mean? I think we kind of know what we got here. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, well, you look at the AFC, and the only position that's open is probably going to be the Broncos versus the Colts. They play each other next week when they come off the bye. So that'll be the final wild card spot. The jockeying for position will be in play. But other than that, I think you got your team. In the NFC, you pretty much have your elite teams. You have the 3 top teams in the North. You have the Eagles, that definitely. And then I think the team to watch out for is Tampa Bay. And the reason I say that is they're getting healthy. You look at their defense. They played all year without guys on that side of the ball. Cansey was out for about 6 weeks. Now he's back, creating havoc on the inside next to Villa. They get the defensive backs back. Dean's back. Tyke Smith is coming back. Winfield has been banged up. Now they're getting healthy. So if you're looking for a team in the NFC, and they're coming, their schedule's favorable. They can chase down the Falcons even though they lost to them twice. If they get in, that's the team nobody's going to want to play. Bucky Irvin's growing up. Those young defensive players are growing up. Yaya Diaby is becoming a player. I mean, across the board, if you look at one team in the NFC that you don't want in the playoffs, it's Tampa Bay. I think there's no question about that.
Final thing. When you started saying that, I didn't think you were going to say Tampa Bay. I thought you were going to say the Commanders. I thought that was the team that you better be careful. When the rookie's right, he's really right. Final thought. Are they going deep? They're 8-5. I mean, so they're right in the hunt here. What's the end game for Washington as you see this?
I think they'll make the playoffs. Now how much he grows and continues to become a big-time quarterback will be how far they go. Here's the thing, Frank. He was hurt, and he played like it for a couple weeks. It wasn't the same player. He wasn't taking off and running like he did. His arm wasn't the same because he had a rib injury. Well, he was healthy last week. He started looking like the same guy he was early in the season. So, yeah, they're definitely a contender, and they're one of those teams. When they get in, if the rookie can keep it going, they have a chance. There's some holes and spots. I mean, do they rush the passer well enough from the edge? That's a question for them. But they do have talent, and I think they're going to make it tough on teams. And, they play the Eagles next week. That'll be an interesting one for them.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Pete Prisco checking in, talking NFL football. Nobody does it better. He's from CBS Sports, brought to you by Showtime. Pete, thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Frank,
we appreciate it.
You forgot the biggest game of all on Saturday. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's right. Arizona State plays for all of it, right? How about that?
They play for a chance to get into the tournament. Are you kidding me?
How about that? I tell you, boy, that guy's a good coach. I mean, how about that?
He's a good coach. The quarterback's good. The running back's good, and they're finally big on the offensive line. I mean, they're good. My concern, though, Frank, is the coach on the other team is really, really good. Matt Campbell's a hell of a coach at Iowa State. I'm worried about that game, but, boy, if they get in, what a story that would be.
You'll be locked in. And, by the way, you probably don't know this. Do you know it's a week from Saturday? Biggest game like in the world? Do you know what's coming up a week from Saturday, Pete? Do you know?
Florida and Arizona State basketball, right?
Freaking Bobby Hurley at 7-1, bro, against the Gators at 9-0. That's what I got for you. Okay, there's not going to be a bet on that game, right? You got to have that.
Is that in Tempe or in Florida?
No, I think it's in Atlanta, actually.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I think it's in Atlanta. So we'll talk about it.
ASU's got a pretty good basketball team this year, and I've watched your team a couple of times. They're pretty good too.
Yeah, they are fun. Hey, good luck to these Sun Devils tomorrow. I'll be rooting for them. For you, I'll be rooting for them.
You
See you,
got
buddy.
it. All right.
Pete Prisco checking in. Nobody does a better job talking NFL than Pete. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sarah Alford's going to join me. She is the executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida. What a great day this is. We'll talk more about our toy drive after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There's a new one-stop shop for all things Florida State. Subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel, up-to-the-minute updates, analysis, and more. Plant the spear and subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles channel today.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make, and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is, and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering is available with whole smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to pre-order online at bonosbarbq.com or give us a call at 904-332-7427. Speaking of the holidays, Bono's signature rubs make the perfect gift for all barbecue lovers. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it. They do it, whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Pregame Friday, built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro-Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
One of college football's most storied programs.
Get the latest from the Tallahassee Tribe on the Seminole Report.
Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team. Stay close to the Seminoles on 1010XL. Now, the Florida State Seminole Report. Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team.
5 Florida State players earned all ACC recognition on Tuesday, led by senior Alex Mastromano as the first-team punter and second-team specialist. Joining Mastromano was senior kicker Ryan Fitzgerald on the second team, while defenders Joshua Farmer, Daryl Jackson Jr., and Azariah Thomas earning honorable mentions. I'm RJ Saunders with your Ag Pro. Seminole Report.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Holidays are here, and if you're in need of extra cash, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn can help. Gold is at record highs. It's a great time to sell. Bring in your gold for an estimate today. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
And we do welcome you back. Thanks to our friends at Big Chief Tire. And thanks to all of you for helping us. We are live at the Ale House at the corner of Beach and Hodges, and helping Big Brothers Big Sisters collect toys for these wonderful kids. Compliments of the Hastings Injury Law Firm. And, man, it's been all awesome. Sarah Alford joins us now, who's the Executive Director and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight.
And I love this. And we have this conversation every year, Sarah, and I get overwhelmed every year. You walked in here about the time the show was starting, and we already had like a table full, didn't we?
Yes.
Pretty amazing.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we're excited. And we're so excited. So tell us, first of all, for this initiative, you'll take these toys out of here. And tell us about the distribution process, because I know you have a plan on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Big Brothers Big Sisters, we serve a lot of children, but a lot of the children that are with us are also facing financial hardships and other challenges in their life. So we really depend on these toys every year to come out to our organization. Our families and our children come through, and it helps brighten up their holidays. So instead of stretching their budgets to cover holidays and make sure their kids have a beautiful opportunity to celebrate, this lightens that load a little bit. So we'll have families that come through. And then additionally, we also have littles that come through and will shop for their siblings in their household, other people that are important to them, and experience the gift of giving a gift to someone else.
Which is really neat that they can experience that. I got to ask you, this is my favorite question. Do you have enough room to carry these out of here? Because the first year we did this, and I know you know this story, our friend Warren Grimes, God rest his soul, who was your predecessor and probably mentor of sorts.
Absolutely.
Showed up at, we were at a little bar at the beach. Showed up with two pickup trucks. Remember that green room? That's what I'm trying to remember the name called the green room. Showed up with 2 trucks, and he goes, "Oh boy, he's calling in truck." Do you remember this?
I remember.
He's calling in reinforcements.
I was telling that story to one of our board members earlier about how he kind of sent up the bat flare and was like, "All staff, bring your cars,
truck, car, moped,
whatever
anything."
you have."
Exactly right. So,
and I sent a similar email this morning. So we have a lot of team members here on hand, and other partners in the community who have promised to be here right when things shut down to help us make sure we get everything securely downtown so that our families can benefit.
And boy, there are a lot. Hey, tell us about Big Brothers Big Sisters, the initiative, what a big is, what a little is, how you find people that need help, and how we help you help them.
Absolutely. Big Brothers Big Sisters is the nation's oldest, largest youth mentoring program. It's been around for 120 years. It's 110 years old this year in Jacksonville. So we're actually one of the oldest affiliates in the nation. And what we do is we inspire young people to reach their full potential through caring relationships with a mentor. And that looks different in different programs we have. Sometimes it's having a partner to throw a football with you, to go to a Jaguar game, to go to an art festival in our community-based program and get you out of your little community that you know the day-to-day of. We have school-based mentoring that really focuses in on pushing people into the school environment and helping our kids reach their academic heights. We know a lot of non-academic stuff gets in the way of academic success, and so it's having a champion and a friend. That was the experience with my little sister, Kimberly. She just needed an advocate watching out for her and making sure she was getting the things she needed so she could succeed at school. And then we have a workplace mentoring program, and that's our biggest growing program in Northeast Florida. We're all hungry for the next talent, right, to come and flood our workforce. And so we have hundreds of high school kids now that are being inspired in the work site once a month for training, job shadowing, and mentorship. And again, it's really just about helping our young people get exposure through positive friendships, extraordinary experiences, so that they have the chance not only to experience success, graduate, but have a choice-filled future with where they bring their talents down the road.
Which is amazing. This is many amazing initiatives. Tell me about numbers. How many kids are we serving? Because you served a bunch this year.
Yes, we're so excited. We've been growing and growing the last 3 years. So this year already in 2024, we've served over 730 young people in a one-to-one relationship. So that's 730 kids, 730 families, 730 mentors. And we're just continuing to grow. We're really excited about that because there's more we can do. And we serve 8 counties, so we really have the opportunity to expand as much as we can in the community.
But you need big brothers and big sisters. There's a waiting list. Tell me about that.
Yes. So the secret sauce is our volunteers.
Yeah.
And every volunteer that comes to be with us is interviewed and assigned a very specific young person based on compatibility and interests and passion points and personality. And so we need all kinds of mentors, but especially male mentors. We do hold a wait list of kids who are wanting to be in our program. 90% of those are little boys looking for a positive male to come into their life and just do life with them. We're not asking you to really like bend over backwards or get into everything too deep too fast. It's the little things like sending that text and saying, hey buddy, you have that game this week, good luck, or showing up to the game. I'm sure you've seen the face, you grew up around sports, of the difference that happens when a kid looks in the stand for their special someone and makes eye contact with them, and just amazing how much that so it's little things like that. A slice of pizza, 15-minute conversation, it all boils up into bigger things, and it's really just about helping our young people be seen and valued and know that they're special and they have something to give back to the community, and that's really important.
Sarah, there's not a definitive answer to this, and I know that, but someone hearing this says, hey, I may want to help. What's the time commitment? And again, I know there's not a rigid line. I know that. But a broad idea of what the answer is to that.
So we tell people about 4 to 7 hours a month is all it takes. And in our different programs, that looks different. For workplace mentoring, that's a once a month, 3 to 4 thing that we bring the youth to your workplace. And during the workday, you get that all in one shot. Community-based, I mean, you could go to a single Jaguar game or something else,
but 4
depending
to 7
on the
hours
season.
a month is
It's
not a lot.
so
of
little.
And that's why I'm glad you said. That's why I asked.
It's so little.
You're not asking for 3 days a week. You're not asking 4 to 7 hours. And so go to a Jaguar game.
Yeah.
In the workplace initiative, have a little come to your workplace for a few hours.
Yeah. School, I see my little sister about 45 minutes every Tuesday. I go to her after school program. We work on homework, and then, and so if you have your own busy life, we have programming that can fit around it. We don't want you to give up time with your own children. A lot of people say, well, I have young children or a busy social schedule. We have a solution for that and have multiple programs that can make sure we're fitting around your ability to give back to the community. And it's the easiest and most pure thing you can do is just give someone your time. It doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
In fact, we give you a lot of perks as a big. We're constantly giving free tickets to concerts, activities, games. That we do a lot to make it easy to be a mentor, and then we support you the whole way. So you have professional staff checking in with you, checking in with the family. Say the family has a financial need. We're not asking you to solve that. We're asking you to partner with us so we know, and then we link them in at this ecosystem we're creating with partners and resources to help get them more stabilized, and then you just focus on being a friend to the kid.
Which is an awesome initiative. Okay, a couple ways you can help. For starters, come by the Ale House between now and 7. Okay, first things first. We've got an incredible collection of toys here. I mean, it's an incredible collection of bicycles and sporting goods and dolls, and it's an amazing how much stuff's here. Big stuff, little stuff, all kinds. Please come by here. We're going to be here till 7 o'clock. Unwrapped toys. Please come by. So first way you can help is that. Beyond that, if you're looking for bigs, you're looking for people, what do they do? Who do they call? Where do they find more information? Direct them a little bit.
The best place is either reach out to us on our social media handles or our website.
Okay.
And I can give that now. It's a long one, but it's
okay. We have time.
Yeah. If you Google Big Brothers Big Sisters Northeast Florida, that's the best way. Or you can go to bbsnefl.org.
Right.
Click the interested button or be a big, and it'll take you through a quick inquiry process, direct you right to us, and we'll get you going through Mentor 101. That's the first step. We want to tell you who we are. We're going to tell you what you can expect from us and how we're going to support you. And if it's the right fit, then we take you through the rest of the process. If it's not, we tell you all the other amazing ways you can engage, because sometimes timing, right? Like it might not be the right time to commit to being a mentor. But that's the first place to start.
All right. So Google, the best way to do it, you're right. Google Big Brothers Big Sisters Northeast Florida.
Yes.
It'll pop right up. Go to the link, and hopefully you can get people to help. I love what you do. I used to tell Warren this, and Sarah and I tell this story all the time, and Sarah knows this story. Warren and I were very very good friends,
Yeah.
and that's when that allowed me to learn more about Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida.
Yeah.
He ran it with such great passion, and he was so excited about knowing he was handing the reins to you.
Yeah.
And I know you run it with great passion as well, but it's great what you guys do, and I mean that very sincerely, and you're affecting lives, Sarah, and it's a cool thing. So congrats.
Thank you.
And let's help you grow it even bigger.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you for saying that about Warren, because he was a really good friend to a lot of people. And, you know this story, but he's why I'm here, too. And I took a 1-year quality assurance project with him, and I've been here 17 years.
You haven't
now,
left since.
so
He made you
haven't
stay.
left since. I may stay. I think it's growing on me. No.
It really is. Sarah, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you.
We appreciate it. We'll take a break. When we come back, Brett Hastings is going to stop by. It's a very big deal to Brett. Very, very big deal to help these children. He's from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. He'll help me wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football conference title games on Saturday. The Big 12 championship in Arlington, Texas. Arizona State taking on Iowa State. Sun Devils favored by 1.5, minus 120 on the money line. Even money for the Cyclones with the over-under of 49.5. SEC championship in Atlanta. Texas taking on Georgia. Longhorns favored by 2.5 points, minus 145. Bulldogs plus 125. The over-under 49.5. Big Ten championship game, number 1 Oregon against number 3 Penn State. Ducks are favored by 3.5 points. Oregon minus 175. Penn State plus 150. The over-under there at 50.5. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
The holidays are here, and so is your entire family.
Uh-oh, the toilet's not flushing.
And now the kitchen sink's clogged too? There's water coming from the ceiling.
It's raining in the living room.
Don't let this be your holiday disaster. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get those plumbing issues fixed before family time turns into flood time. Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Frank Frangie here, and I can't say enough good things about the team at Sunshine Turf and the work they've done for us. Let Sunshine Turf transform your backyard into a low-maintenance oasis that will be green all year long with artificial turf. Caleb and his team can help you create the lush outdoor space of your dreams, whether you want a durable place for your kids to play or you're ready to say goodbye to muddy paw prints. Visit sunshineturf.info or call 904-383-0243 for a free quote today from Sunshine Turf.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Frank Frangie here. Big Chief Tire makes auto care affordable with 6-month financing with the CFNA card. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brakes, or general checkup, Big Chief's expert technicians will take care of your car with top-notch service and with no interest for 6 months. Now is the perfect time to handle your vehicle needs. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply for your CFNA card today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
All right, here we go.
Former Jaguars QB David Garrard joins Jaguars today to talk Jags.
All right, guys.
Mondays on 1010XL.
Let's go, Googans. Let's go, Googans.
Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
What is that?
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa is the perfect place for indulging in a pampering spa treatment. This holiday season, give the gift of wellness with a gift card and take advantage of the spa's current promotion. With the purchase of a $75 gift card or more, guests get a credit towards a future service. With healing massages, revitalizing facial treatments, and more, a day at the Sawgrass Spa makes the perfect gift. Purchase in person at Sawgrass Spa during operating hours.
What's happening, folks? E.T. here. And come hang out with your boy at Mr. Chubby's Wings, West Side location this Sunday. $9 pitchers, the best wings in town, and of course, the Titans and Jags will be on all their television. All the NFL games will also be on, so you won't miss anything. I'll have a box where you can register for a chance to win a pair of VIP passes to welcome to Rockville. This Sunday, 1 p.m. Come hang out with me at Mr. Chubby's Wings, West Side. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. In celebration of Awaken 180's 10th anniversary, Dave B., one of Awaken 180's very first clients, has a message to anyone looking for a long-term solution for weight loss.
When I kept the weight off the first year, when I kept the weight off the second year, when I kept the weight off the third year, when I was able to kind of just continue to sustain, and again, it was because I had the support. I know the support made the difference. All the different people I've talked to over the years, they've all been really very supportive. That was one of the differentiators where they were going to provide support to me for life. So it was the complete package. Paige, I want to say thank you for developing Awaken 180. It is an incredible program. It has changed my life, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.
To piggyback on Dave's message, I also want to thank Paige and send my congratulations on Awaken 180's 10th anniversary. 10 years, over 23,000 clients, all of which receive free support for life. Find your solution at awaken180weightloss.com.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Drivers, start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars will be matched up with a familiar face when they head to Nashville on Sunday, as Calvin Ridley will be lined up across the field for the Titans. Ridley, whose tenure with the Jaguars was disappointing to say the least, now faces his former team for the first time. Ridley enters the game with 43 catches for 679 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. Here's what Ryan Nielsen has to say about the threat of Ridley.
Speed. Elite speed, take the top off defense, huge deep ball threat. Like, we have to protect the deep ball against him. Like, make him catches. He's going to get his catches. The guy's a really good football player. He's going to get his catches. We're going to try to eliminate as much as we can, but we can't give up the explosives over the top.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
All right, one segment to go on the program. Do want to thank our friends from Big Chief Tire with 5 locations on the First Coast here. Of course, the north side, 2 on the west side, the south side in Orange Park. Anything you need with regard to tires, they'll take care of it. They do a wonderful, wonderful job. We are so excited we're here. Our final segment here, but we'll be here till 7 o'clock collecting toys, so please come by. The hall is unbelievable. We're at the Ale House. It is packed in here. packed with people bringing toys to help so many children. It might be the only toy they get, and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida does a wonderful job distributing those. Sarah Alford, who does such a great job running the operation, and she's so good, so it's great having her on. The guy that really started this thing is my friend Brett Hastings, though, from the Hastings Injury Law Firm, one of my dear friends, my personal attorney. But bigger than all that, the person who knows that you got to be just overwhelmed with the turnout today.
Man, this is a phenomenal year. I knew when we had as many toys as we did before it even started, it was going to be good. But I don't want to discourage anybody that's out there. Please come. Please come. This does so much good. You know, there's so many other not-for-profits out there, but what's so cool about this, whatever you buy, whatever you get, is literally going to go to one of these children. And think about these kids, right? They're out seeking mentorship. They're out seeking and trying to do the right things. And over 90-something% of these kids get no other toys than what you've got. So if you're going to a happy hour somewhere else or you're doing it, come in here, go to Walmart, go to Target, get a toy. I'll buy you a drink. You'll meet a bunch of phenomenal people, and you'll do some good. It's win, win, and win.
Yeah, you know, Brett has been, by the way, saying since we started this thing 100 years ago, come in here, I'll buy you a beer if you bring a toy. Well, nobody wants your drink. They're just kind people, but it's really cool. Talk about when we started this thing, and I don't remember what year it was. I've lost track. It was it's got to be close to 20 years we've been doing this, but
it's been like 14.
It's 14. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So, but tell people why you wanted to do this and why this is important to you and how we started it.
I really got to give the credit to Sarah Alford's predecessor. Because you guys, I think, had done a toy drive at some point together, and Warren Grimes.
Warren Grimes, who's a longtime friend of mine.
And he said, you know what, Brett, you should do this. I said, well, I'd love to do something like that, Warren, but I'm afraid we're going to have a toy drive, and, like, we're going to get 4 toys.
No toys, right.
You know, and so he said one thing that'll, always stick with me. He goes, that's 4 more toys than anybody else was going to get,
right.
as a joke. And we're all competitive, right? And so I was like, no, we want to do this the right way. And Warren said, trust me, this is going to be great. And I said, okay. And we got out and did it. And that first year, we thought, okay, we'll get some toys. And then I'll never forget, we had such a great time. We did it at the Green Room, right, in Jax Beach. And then I had to go around and literally ask 7, 8, or 9 people, could we use their cars, right?
Sarah and I just told that story. I said, Warren brought a couple trucks.
Right.
And then he goes, oh, my goodness. You guys are calling everybody.
Yeah. And then the next year, or the first year that we were at the Ale House, a really nice guy comes in, and he's sort of, he goes, hey, I need some help getting some toys out. And I turned around. I think one of my sons has said, hey, Hunter, go out there and get them. He goes, no, I need some help getting these toys out. And I look out the window, and there's a Prevost bus, right?
Right.
And he was a friend of Warren's. And, like when you go to grad night or whatever, and they go, put everybody's luggage and the sandwiches in those big compartments. Well, those buses have like 6 or 7 of those compartments. And this guy had gone out and really just kind of to honor Warren Grimes, filled up the bottom of that Prevost bus. And so that one year, I don't even know if we got pictures. We literally had to just start putting it into a U-Haul that we had, and we didn't bring it in here. But, the other thing that you said, because you had come up with the idea, and you said, listen, you'll end up loving it because it'll really just reignite your faith in humanity. And, every year it's like,
yeah,
amazing.
We were honored to be part of it. Brett and I, friends, we go way back. He talked to Warren, and again, Warren and I have been friends forever. And we said, let's do this. But it's your energy. We're just a radio station. It's your energy. It's Sarah's energy. It was Warren's before that I think has driven this.
My one thing is I didn't know. We lost Warren, obviously, a few years ago.
Right.
And I had no idea what all he had going on the last year, that he came by here.
Yeah.
And so...
he had a tough time. But you know what? He was a fighter to the end, and he certainly he was the spirit of this thing, and he's up there watching us now, Brett. I can promise you that. So we're going to continue to collect toys here. Again, we're here till 7 o'clock. We're on the air till 6 o'clock, but we're going to be here till 7 o'clock. Continue to collect toys. And what's our haul here? What 400 or 500 probably?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, we were at 100 by about 4:30.
Yeah, and the bikes and all these kinds of things, and it doesn't have to be a huge gift. And what the coolest thing is, if somebody goes out and gets a gift right now, Frank, right? they end up coming in, and they call them their littles. The littles come in, and they get to go pick those things that they want, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you get, somebody is going to want, they're going to pick out, and they wouldn't have got probably anything else for Christmas. So there, so many of the listeners of this station were so incredibly blessed, and it's an opportunity to come out, have fun, grab a drink. Don't grab a drink, whatever it is you want to do, but, do some good.
Yeah.
And there's a big thing to celebrate today. Hays left. I'm the new DJ Lagway. I'm not giving up the starting role.
No question.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, you've already replaced Hays. He's out. And the question is, how long before you replace me and I'm out? Okay, so you certainly do. But hey, thank you for letting us be part of this. I mean that very sincerely, Brett. It's I know I can tell you this. And I'll share this last story as we sign off here in just a bit. One of the coolest things about this is how jacked you get about it.
Yeah.
You're a type A guy anyway. You're going a mile a minute anyway. He's going to see the Gators. He's going to see this, and he's going down to his rail car, and he's going to this. So you're that guy anyway. But I see how excited you get about this, which is really cool. It's a big deal to you.
Yeah. My boys drove up from Gainesville.
Yeah.
They're going to drive back tonight.
Yeah.
So, it's just it's a tradition. And, it helps to put things into perspective.
You better believe it.
So. Guys that are even older than me, like you.
About a year or two,
Yeah,
maybe a couple months
the
older than
reality
you.
is it's so much better to give than it is to get, right?
Yeah.
When you're 8, you're all about getting. I don't care what I get this year.
Yeah.
And after today, we're 100% good, right?
Yeah.
Like, the holidays are made for me, as it relates to it.
Yeah,
So
I hear you. Brett, thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on this. I mean it very sincerely.
And if I could say, there are a ton of people who come in here, they literally drop toys off and they go out. We don't even get to shake their hand or say thank you. Hey, it is not unnoticed. We appreciate you so much.
Right. That's a great point. People come in and do it. So, Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Brett, we appreciate it very, very much.
You got it.
All right, JJ, where have we been today?
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, over the course of the show today, you know what a special show this is. We are live here at the Ale House. We do this every single year, once a year, in partnership with the Hastings Injury Law Firm and with our friends from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida. That's what the show's been about. Doug Peterson kicked off the show today. The Jaguar coach always joins me on Fridays as we get set for another game. He talks about the trip to Nashville and the fact that it's a different challenge for the Jags now, and it really is a different challenge. There's no playoffs at the end. There's no end game. So the challenge now is get your guys ready to play and have your guys committed to play, and I think they will be. So it's good to talk to him about that. Hays and I talked a little bit about Georgia, Texas. I think Georgia's going to put it on Texas tomorrow, but we'll see whether or not that happens. That's me being a snob of the old school SEC, and I kind of am that guy, and I admit to that. But I think they're going to win that game. I'd be surprised if they don't. So we certainly talked about that. We talked about Bill Belichick to North Carolina, which is crazy to me, but we'll see if it happens. Pete Prisco stopped by to talk NFL, including Jaguar football. We did that. And, of course, you heard from Sarah Alford. She's the executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida, and what a wonderful job she does running that initiative. And, of course, Brett Hastings, who is my lawyer, our buddy, a longtime advertiser on the radio station, and the Hastings Injury Law Firm puts this whole thing on, and that's why all these children are going to get all these toys. So that's where we've been over the course of the show today. I do want to remind you, before we sign off and get out of here, I do want to remind you again, you can come by here until 7 o'clock. They're going to collect toys until 7 o'clock. And there's all kind of toys they're collecting here. It's a great collection of toys. Unwrapped toy. Please come by. Please bring it by. We've got room for yours. It's pretty packed in here, but we'll make some room for more toys. What Sarah has said, what Brett has said, what we said at the top of the program is probably the most important thing to remember, and that is think about your children. Think about the Christmas you've been able to give them. Think about your friends' children and the Christmas they have. And these children are not going to have that. There's many of these children that it really is. They just don't know the whole paradigm of wake up Christmas morning and Santa and this collection of toys and this one period, this one stretch of their year where they get a bunch of really cool stuff. Well, there's children that are being served by Big Brothers Big Sisters that don't know that. That's just not part of their culture. That's not part of their life. It's nobody's fault. There's just not the resources there to make that happen. That's the reality is there's just not the resources there to make that happen. Well, the reality is you can help make that happen for them. You're the one that can make it happen. You're the one that can do that for them by stopping by, and we hope you will certainly do that. So we're proud to be part of it. We're proud to do this. We're very, very excited. JJ, great work back there, brother. We sure appreciate it. Got a lot going on today. Nice work as always. We're out of here, but don't go anywhere. Rick Beluga's Into the Night right now. That comes up right when we get out of here. Thank you for being part of our program today. One more time, we'll be live at the Ale House. We're off the air, but we'll be live taking your toys till 7 o'clock. Please come by. Have a great weekend. Go Jags. We'll see what happens. We'll see you on Monday. For JJ and Hays, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.